Hello and welcome to episode number 10 of our Rags to Riches series. If you've not been watching along, we started with 0 and we're building our way up to start our own farm. We're starting to make pretty good headway at it. Today's episode, we've got to get our grass field cut, baled, and wrapped again for some silage. Let's hurry by this field behind us. It's about time for some sunflower harvest on it anyway. Now would be a good time to buy it. First, let's get some equipment and get this field cut. Alright, now we have got us a cutter, windrow released up. Get this wheel weight back on. Get to cut. Brisk foggy morning here in September. I'll get this field cut and bring it back when it is time to do some windrowing. Alright, the field is now cut. Good job, but each time I use it or cut this field, it reminds me that our tractor is grossly underpowered. But it'll do for now. Thinking once we buy that next field, we get it harvested. Hopefully that harvest will bring us enough to upgrade our tractor. I think it would be the best next step. Alright, I will get this all raked up into some nice, neat rows. Then we can move on and get our baler and wrapper, because we are doing silage again on this one. Alright, we got it all windrowed up. Now let's take this little bit of equipment back to the store, return it for our lease. And that is the wrong side. Oh yeah, I put my weight back on. Let's drop the weight. And then we'll take this over to the store. Get us a baler and wrapper. Alright, let's just get this dropped off and grab what we need. Which will be a baler and a wrapper. We'll do the same as last time. The big square bales. I'm going to try wide tires this time. See if it pulls any better. Lease. And now we need our wrapper. And you know, since we used the fast wrap last time, it worked out so well. Let's try it again. Might as well make it match. It's not going to cost us anymore. Yeah. Alright, we got the field all baled up. We made 29 bales, if I remember right. I think so. So let's go ahead and get this unfolded. Turn on automatic drop. And let's get to wrapping up some of these bales. Once again, we went with the quick wrapper. A little unrealistic, but sure makes a lot faster work of it. You can find it in the module. Yeah, like I said, 29 bales. Now I did a smaller size than the first time, so we can't really compare. Should have just stuck with the or the 240s, his 160s. A little bit shorter. I will get these wrapped up, and then we'll storm away and wait for them to make us some silage. Wouldn't it be nice if auto load trailers were real? Yeah. Never spent a summer slinging square bales onto a trailer. Don't realize how much work it really is. Let's put them right here. Unload. No, let's turn this. Stop unloading. No, push the wrong button. I'm an idiot. Unload. Pull away so I don't do it again. Stop unloading. Transport position. Now we will turn on operating position. Yeah. Alright, I'll get these last few picked up. Then we'll get a game plan on what is next. Bales are stored and waiting to ferment. Let's get this put away. Let's look at our options for what we want to do next. Alright, first I want to see if there's any baling or wrapping contracts, since we already have it. Negative. Now these fertilizing contracts are close, 77 and 78. So I'm kind of thinking, yes, we take this, we'll set a worker up on it, and then we'll move on to my next plan. So I'm going to borrow for this one. We're going to accept for this one. And I'll go ahead and get some fertilizer brought out. That way we can just pour right on in here. Let's see if that's enough to fill it up. Alright, let me go get that equipment brought over. Alright, let's open the cover and get this backed in. Fill it up with some of our fertilizer. Oh, I'm not getting a fill option. Oh, I'm an idiot. We know this. Okay, so we're definitely gonna need a lot more than that. Just trying to thin out some of these partials. Seeds, fertilize. Okay, so we ain't got much fertilizer left. Let's glitch out. Alright, now we'll fill it up as much as we can. We may have to go buy some more. Now we'll get this thing filled up and down to filled, let's see, 70, let's see, 70, let's do 78 first. 78. And I'll meet you there. And on the drive down here I decided I'm just going to go ahead and knock this out. Why pay a worker? So yeah. I'll be back to the shop soon. And then we'll go make our game plan. And we got that one field knocked out really quick. It's fertilizing going as quick as I thought, so I think I'm going to get it done. All that's left is just to finish this out and meet y'all back at the shop. Alright, let's just unload our fertilizer, what little bit was left over. I think, nope, it didn't even. It just disappeared. Where did it go? I was hoping if I got close enough, it would load itself. Maybe it was too small to actually go into a pallet, so our fertilizer is gone unless it... Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't know if I can fit that out the door. Let's see if we can get this backed up here close enough. Why it's I can either talk or I can back up. I can't do both apparently. I don't know why it's Glitching in there. It is not close enough, is it? Nope. Let's try this. Super strength to rescue. I don't think they can even fit out. I'm gonna grab it here. Oh, I can't. But I'm hoping you don't shut. Don't shut. Hoping that's close enough to fill from. Yes, it is. So we're gonna fill these pallets from our living room for some reason, or office, whatever you want to call this. Quit shutting. Gosh. It's working. Don't understand why we didn't have to do this in the first place, but whoa, they grabbed that one, not this one. Could you please not? Sometimes with mods, there's some issues. We know this. This seems like a really dumb one. Still, it's not like I could build anything better. I am no builder, no modder, whatever you want to call it. I'm barely even a player at this point. Alright, let's try this again. We'll put it right here away from the wall. And unload. How many went inside? So stupid. Anyway, let's go ahead and check our contracts, make sure there's nothing we can use our equipment. Fertilizing is no good. I see no wrapping or baling, so let's collect, and then now we need to take back the wrapper. I hung on to it just a little bit longer, just hoping that contract come up, and it did not. But that sets us at $136,000. Not too bad. Now, it's time to talk about the next phase. And that next phase is spending some money. Particularly field 59 right here next to our grass field. It's currently planted in sunflowers. And it's, ready for harvest within, I believe, a month. Sunflowers should be ready within the next month or two, depending on when they seeded it. We can buy it for $123,000. It looks like we get a $30,000 discount. So $93K for 5 acres. See, the field itself is only 3.7 acres. 7-8 growth stage, so yes, it'll be ready next month. I say we buy this. And once ready to harvest, we'll have to rent out the equipment, so it may not be real profitable, but it gets us this field, and we can combine these two fields together. And this field's actually quite a bit bigger than what it shows, so we may be able to do some large expanding on that. So I am going to buy this for $92,916. Drops us down to $43,000. Now we just gotta wait. Oh, and we need to fertilize. And I want a bigger tractor. I think we save the money unless we get some nice contracts come up. Maybe we can use the harvest money from this to buy us a larger tractor. Alright, so I went ahead and just bought this fertilizer spreader. It was only $3,500, so we're going to use it several times. Now we got to fill the thing. And our fertilizer is still hiding in here. Don't make a bit of sense. But both right here real close. Something like that. We'll fill it up. Alright. That left. Still quite a bit in there. Other than that, I really like this building, but yeah, it's aggravating. Alright, I will get this all fertilized up and meet y'all when I am done. Alright, and we are fertilized again. I'm gonna see if I can't get the rest of this fertilizer out of my office. Okay. Alright, so let's see. We are fully fertilized on field 60. 1 day away from harvest on 59, which will be sunflowers. We have 40K in the bank. Alright, let's go ahead and see what kind of contracts we got. Make a quick 6,500 and get to drive a, what is that, 8RX? That could be fine. I say we do it, and that should cover the cost of us renting a harvester for our sunflowers. I think it will. Yep. Gonna do this. I know everybody's probably about as sick of contracts as I am. Big step up from our little deer we run on the field or farm. Alright. I will get this over to field. I don't forget. 61. Okay, that's right. Next to our fields. Ooh, yeah, I forgot I'd like to have 62 too. I'll get this to 61. Get to plowing. And bring you guys back sometime or another in there. Alright, and we are finishing with the plowing. Contract finished. I'll go ahead and run it to the end. Might as well finish the field we started, right? Then I'll get this. And then we will get this returned, get us some cash. And then I think we'll go to sleep till tomorrow. It'll be time to harvest those sunflowers. Alright, it is now a brisk October morning. These sunflowers, nice and dry, ready for a harvest. First, we've got to get us something to harvest them with. And I am on the lookout for the cheapest thing possible. Corn header. Lease it. $3,200. I'm going to say we're going to lose a lot of money on this field. A lot of money. I don't know if I even hooked to it. Not changing anything. So it's $7,000 already out. I just don't see it make us any money. But it gets us a field next to our field. We can plow them together. Let's just hope that this... Well, don't turn good. Let's just hope this hooks up here. Pretty sure it will. Make sure it'll unfold. We should be golden. Alright. Let's go and harvest our first sunflowers. Not a very American looking harvester, is it? But it's the cheapest we could get, so we'll be more patriotic once we get a little money. Speaking of money, there's some really nice contracts came up. Some very good paydays, and once we get this sunflowers harvested, throw it in the silo, there's some contracts. Yeah, we're gonna make more money off contracts today than we will this harvest. Speaking of which, do I need to, let's look at the prices. It's October, we're at 13. I don't see us hanging on to them unless we'll wait till March for just a slightly better price. I say we harvest and sell them today. That's the plan. I have to modify my bale trailer, because I don't have anything to haul it. Figure that out when it happens. Till then, I'm going to get us over here and get set up. Let's get this header unfolded. Get this combine unfolded as well. I want to go ahead and get these GPS lines up. 6-meter header. Oh no. Maybe like this. Maybe it'll start once I get in that field. What is a loud mamma jam in it? Whoa. You can't swath. Nope, I didn't think so. Boy, it'd be nice if we could. Why are we not getting... There we go. Alright, now we can have some fun. Turn that GPS on. Now, I have no idea how much we're going to get out of this. Hopefully enough to at least pay for the equipment. Remember, crop destruction is on, so I'm trying to be a little gentle. We can't afford to lose any. In there. Alright, I'm gonna run a few headlands and go from there. Alright, and we have a full tank, and I destroyed a little bit of crops because I wasn't paying attention. You'll have that. Took us, let's see, 2 headlands and then 2 back and forth to get a full tank, 7,500 liters. This is not gonna be a very profitable experience, but we didn't want it for its sunflower profit. We wanted it for the land. Let's get this tossed in our silo. I guess this doesn't hold sunflowers. Oh, this held everything. Alright. Next plan. Let's convert this to hold it. Hopefully. You don't tell me what all it holds. $18,000, that should do it. Alright, we've got that swapped up. Let's get our tractor hooked up to it. Just put it right here. Just to make sure. Bam, okay. Now we got somewhere to store it. So, I guess we'll be selling it today for sure after all. Pretty sure that's what we're gonna do anyway. Get this unloaded and I will get this harvester back to town. You know, speaking of money, we've got 2 cotton contracts. Make 12.3 on that one, 17.8 on that one. I mean, that just... I think we got to do these. I do. We'll borrow for that. Except for that. So I don't want to use a worker on our field. I want this to be our cash. But I do have no problem putting workers on this contract. And apparently I do have a problem hooking up this trailer. We have made it to field 65. And I am going to just set this on a worker and let him have at it. Alright, we just about finished up the field, but we're going to have to empty it out one more time. Which is a good thing, right? The more we get, the better. It was so close to just finishing up. This is the noisiest combine. It's about to give me a headache. But it's doing just fine. And it was cheap. Compared to everything else in the store, it was cheap. That's what we needed for this. So we didn't want to lose money. Right? Sure. And just like that, our sunflower harvesting is done. Now what's left to do is go sell it. Let's get unloaded, see how much money we're going to make here. It's not a lot. Alright, $21,790. Actually, a little better than I thought it was going to be. For just 3 acres, it's not bad at all. Not bad at all. But I think that will bring us more money as a grass field. So that's what we are eventually going to do. Now we've got workers. He's still working on 65, getting the cotton. Once he gets done, we'll get him moved over to 51. And we will go from there. Alright, I was just fixing to return this harvester. I thought I'm going to check one more time, and look what popped up. Field 24 is ready. Now, we have a very small setup, and that will take a while. But with a potential $30,000 income, I cannot help but to, yeah, we got to do it. We'll hire a worker on it, let him do his thing. We'll just pop in and do some carting from time to time. But that's really good payday, and that is going to take forever. Kind of wondering if I should just hire that equipment. I think I will. I'm going to hire that equipment, and we are going to return this little one we got. Alright, we got it here. We're throwing it on a worker. Hopefully, they'll figure out what they want to do, because we have got to move this down to field 51. And he is hired up. Let's go get these bells. Alright, help I put it in operating position, huh? I'll just pull this up to field 51. Yeah, field 51 and wait. We'll take full loads as we go. Unload bells. I know we've done this a time or two, but I guess I've done forgot. There's one. Try to get them both in that trigger there. There's 2. And we finished that contract. And our worker has finished with the cotton. Missed one little spot. We'll go ahead and grab it up. Yep, grab it up. Turn this off. Turn off automatic drop so that we can unload unfinished bell. And just like that, the sunflower harvest is done. We just gotta go deliver this, finish it up. We still got those cotton bales to go get. And the sunflowers are delivered, and our cash is going up for the extra. Let's see how much we make. Extra $13,711 from the sunflowers. And an extra almost $18,000 from that cotton. That's a good payday. Now all that's left to do, let's head on back to the shop. Let's see, we got to collect that money. Collect. And that leaves us with $123,546. So you know what that means. It's time to upgrade our deer and get them 2 fields put together, seeded in grass. But for that, you're going to come back next time, because we're out of time today for sure. So don't forget, hit that subscribe so you do not miss the next episode. And thank you for watching.